we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of the light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some miss? Then I must recognize within the spirit that it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around and everything was love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love?
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izugwu and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
We should be good. Just okay. Talk.
Check.
I had told her.
Well, honey, we're in the fourth one.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that feels weird.
That's
Third
fine.
week.
That's fine. So can you give me the?
Okay, we're good. Audio's on.
We can talk about last week. We can do it. Well, good morning. We are so happy to be here with everyone. And as you noticed, Red Jeannie is not here today. So I said, Joanne, what you doing? What you doing Sunday? Actually, I asked her this morning. But I knew she'd say yes because she always says yes. She's always ready.
Here anyway.
I know. She's always ready to go, and her nails are amazing. So, I mean, she's got her sparkles on. Yeah, got her glitter going. So she's ready. Hi, Miss Abby. Thank you, honey. Sorry for messing up. Oh, my goodness.
This morning.
We have some fun ladies in the house. We're so excited about this.
Can I get one for? Oh, I like it. We're online.
That's okay.
I know.
Thank you.
I love it. So just I'm going to check and make sure that you are all hearing us loud and clear, which I'm hoping we sound. Yeah, it should be picking up. Let's see. Here. Check it out. Check it out, Jeannie. It's working. Seems like whenever I have a guest, I forget something. The music's still playing, or the mic's on, whatever. So, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here and joining us, Ms. Ann Caldwell.
Happy to be here.
Been here since the beginning, 4 years ago, and earlier, just in life in general. But you've been here probably almost every single Sofa Sunday. So it's rare for you to not be in the house. We appreciate you being here. Looking forward to your insights today. Although you add your insights almost every week too. So we
Can't shut me up.
well, because you have stuff to share, which is so important. I want to thank True Davis for getting us set up this morning. We appreciate all of your work to make sure that things run smoothly in here. Thank you, honey. You do such a great job. And your hair does look fabulous.
It's not even done.
Everybody was making a big fuss over his amazing afro that he's got going, so we just had to add to that. It is amazing. It's quite amazing. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to pray us in because I feel his energy is just going to be big today. I'm super excited for it. And so, without further ado, would you ding that for me? All right, with the sound of that chime, let's come into this present moment. And we do that by grounding ourselves, grounding our feet on the floor, our bodies in the seat that we're in. Taking deep breaths in and out. That's the fastest way to ground somewhere. You need to get present fast. Just a deep breath will bring you right to the moment. We're going to let everything go that's happened already this morning. We're going to let it fall away, bless it. We're going to also set aside anything we know is coming after our time today, knowing it will still be there, but allowing ourselves to be fully present in our time this morning. Recognizing one life, one energy, one divine power that is back of all things. It is love. It is that connection and joy that we feel between us. It is all there is. And if that is true, if it is all there is, and that is all that we could be created from, we are each that divine power manifesting uniquely through us, in us, and as us. Therefore, we are that love. We are the joy that we feel. We are that connection. And so from my knowing, from that truth of who and whose I am, I say my word for our time today, knowing that the law of God can only say yes. And I know that as we allow ourselves to be present, as we allow ourselves to come from our truth, our minds are open and our hearts are open to the sharing, to the ideas, to the thoughts that we bring forward. We laugh, we listen, we receive. And I'm so grateful for this time. I'm grateful that we all said yes to be here, to set this time aside for ourselves and each other, knowing that the ripple effect is great. And so I let it go, know and trust that it's already done in the mind of God. And together we say, and so it is. And this is the work that we do. This is our work. We have lots of things that we do out in the world, but as I was praying, that I got that message very strongly in my thought that this is part of what we are here to do, is to take that time, nourish ourselves, connect with others, and then allow it to ripple out into this world, especially if you feel anything that you don't want to be feeling about what's going on. So like, I don't like feeling unhappy. I don't like feeling scared. I don't like feeling worried. I don't like feeling helpless and hopeless. I don't like those feelings, but I know my truth. And I know the power that is within me to affect, to see what I want to see in the world.
Well, and there's also the reciprocity. As we're putting that out, we're sharing, our visions, we're sharing our support, we're, loving on our tribe, and it comes back. Yeah. And that's the thing that, you know, as we're growing up, a lot of the times we never recognize that we also deserve to receive. You know, that was a big lesson for me. And as we put this out in the world, then it just comes back so beautiful.
I love that you said that because I also think I didn't know that I could receive also. In fact, I would feel shameful about it or push it off. And it wasn't actually until Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington from the CLF pulpit talked about that, how it is a law of reciprocity. It is a law of give and take. It has to cycle around. And so aren't we selfish when we say, oh, no, don't give to me.
Well, and especially when we feel such joy from giving,
Yes.
and that's awesome. But you don't want to deprive other people in your world from having that same experience giving to you. I was blessed because I had an ex who was so generous in every way. I couldn't say no, and so I learned how to receive through that relationship. And of course, that relationship is still part of my world, even though we're no longer, you know, that kind of couple. But I think that it's, you know, important to recognize that you have to let it in. If you don't let it in, you can't put it out there. You know, the whole thing about the battery and the, you know, who puts the mask on first and all that, that's all true. But what it really comes down to is the way the universe flows, in my opinion.
Right. I never want to be the stop
Ah,
for the universe, natural flow of the universe.
right.
And I learned that, like, and I not as much today, but it took me quite a long time to be able to, if someone gives you a compliment even,
Mhm.
oh, no,
Oh, this whole thing.
this, whatever, or to toss it right back. Well, but aren't you? Whatever, like just, and to stop and go, well, thank you so much. And then if I want to say something back, I can, but like receive,
Yeah.
and then give, let that person have their moment to give. And I'll never forget, you guys may have seen it because it's I think it's a YouTube video of some kind. I don't know. Anyway, there was I don't know if he was a pulpit minister or if he was just one of these speakers that create a lot of rah-rah and all this stuff, you know. But he was definitely, it was a religious type of retreat, or what do they call that retreat? Revival. So there you go. It was very, very revival-ish.
Oh, got it.
Right, so it was very like, oh, that we're gonna do this. So this gentleman, what caught me, the reason why I think I stopped to watch it was because it was in the middle of a man with holding a child and a wife, so you could see them all from the side. And the man was saying something to the gentleman, and he was choked up when he was talking. So that always catches my attention. What's going on? I'm nosy. What's going on? And he was sharing that. I'm so glad that he basically was so glad he got to get up to the stage, because whoever that was speaking, which I don't even know who it was, but whoever was speaking was somebody this man followed, and from a distance. And he was so distraught in wherever he was coming from, couldn't find work, was scared, wasn't going to be able to support his family. They were on the verge of being homeless, and he got the call to just give it. Let's go. Let's just go to where they're at, and I'm just going to follow this leading. And that's what he did. They packed up everything. And they went to wherever this was. And he said to the guy, you know, he said, so I just want you to know, thank you. I'm here and I'm going to do this. When he goes, and he says, the guy says to him, thank you so much for he is telling me this and whatever. And there's people everywhere. It was a very big thing. And he says, you know what? God's telling me to give you $50,000. I'm going to give you $50,000 right now. And he's like, whoa, what? And so it was longer than that. Thank you. But he was, and so the guy immediately was like, oh, no, just give me a job. I'm just trying to get work. Just give me, he goes, hey, don't stop my blessing.
Oh, God, I love that.
And I'll never forget that, because I was like, oh my gosh, that's so true. Because you would go, oh, I'm not asking for 50 grand. I'm just asking for a little help here. No. And the guy's like, hey, man. And he was serious. Like, he turned on a dime. He wasn't like, hey, he was like, hey, don't stop my blessing. I just got told what I need to do. We have the money. We're giving the money out today. That's what we're doing. And God told me to do that. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. And the guy was like, and then he, of course, started crying. And the wife was like, oh my gosh. And he said, let me do that. And he goes, and we'll get you a job. He's like, but let me. And I thought, that has stuck with me for so long, because when he said, don't stop my blessing, I thought, oh my gosh, I don't want to ever stop someone else's blessing.
Well, and then it gave
So
that,
beautiful.
it gave that gentleman the opportunity to move to right here, right? Interesting how that comes up.
I let it go, because I always know it's gonna do this.
Yes, I know that she stays up all night, every Saturday night, trying to figure out what does Ann need to hear on Sunday.
It is my
It's-
calling.
Sometimes
It is
it's,
my calling.
sometimes it's a little intrusive.
Oh, sorry.
But I am assured, centered, and whole, and I'm
Say that again, because they don't know what this is our topic today.
I am assured, centered, and whole. And it's only been very recently that I have been able to claim that, because the last year has been so traumatic in so many ways.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. I mean, I can literally say that, everything in my life is working except for my arm, except for my right arm.
That's a whole other topic, but anywho.
Yeah, it is. Well, we'll work on praying on that today.
Right.
But I'm so grateful that because of, well, first of all, my tribe, my support, Soba Sundays, all of these affirmations, I was able to stay focused on working towards feeling as though I could claim that I was centered and whole.
I love it. And I was not here last week. And if you weren't here last week, the topic of last week was faith and trust anchor my every step. And if that is not exactly what you did all last year, and what a lot of us did on your behalf, because it was looking bleak a couple of times where I was like, oh my gosh, how long do we hang on here? And I go, stop that, Michelle, get back on. Okay, but come on, this is ridiculous. It's getting a little ridiculous. Why do we have to wait a year? Like, it's frustrating.
It was a year. And for people who are baffled,
Yes.
we were my daughter and I were in a custody battle with her deceased partner's parents for the last year. And they just came home 2 weeks ago.
All right.
And as a matter of fact, Lyric babysat for Logan last night. My friend and I went out.
My precious daughter, she's our other sound tech when he's not here.
So I am whole because my family is now together.
Yeah.
And of course, having Fran back in the world too, right in our house, it's like, it really is, my family's whole now.
I love that. So this month's theme is spiritual confidence. And spiritual confidence comes from these situations. Every time you're steadfast, and then you get to the other side of the thing and you go, oh, okay, yeah, I can see all of it now. During it was tough, but I can see it now. And we don't have to know how it's going to all work out. And that's the hardest part for someone like me. And I don't know about you, but I'm impatient. And when I want something, I want it when I want it. And I think I know best how it's supposed to turn up, right? I'm going to take care of all of everything I know. And then it doesn't, God obviously controls all that. And then at the end I go, oh yeah, that would be better.
That's why.
I can see now what happened. So, but I still have that struggle where I might have my first thought will come out and go, what is going on? And then my second thought goes, calm down. That's none of your business.
Just trust.
Yeah, just trust and know and keep moving forward with whatever your leading is, whatever your guiding is. That's really all we can do. And even with, this stuff going on out in the world, I know can throw a lot of people in that. I mean, I look at this, I'm assured, centered, and whole. That's our card today. I'm assured, centered, and whole. And sometimes that just doesn't feel like that. Or maybe we say, well, what about those people over there? They're not having an assured, centered, and whole experience. Like, what is going on?
How do we know?
Right. So it's still, I don't know how it works out. And I don't know how to fix everything and go do everything. And if I think like that, it can get overwhelming and feel like, what can I do? And why am I here? And what's my, you can go down that whole spiral. But that's not our business. Even though our business is whatever that guiding is here, and even the little thing of receiving someone's kindness to me, or going out and being kind to somebody else in my perimeter, that has a greater ripple effect to what maybe is across the world that we don't like, or happening somewhere in our country that we don't like. That has a greater ripple effect than going there and doing something ourselves about it, or feeling hopeless and scared and whatever, and talking about it and all this stuff. Staying recognizing that we are assured, centered, and whole throughout whatever it is, and just following the leadings or our next steps.
And
That's our job.
that's what I love about the topic of spiritual confidence.
Yes.
Because if we look at what we talked about last week, it was like, okay, again, it's trust. And that was what I kept coming back to all year, was that this is going to work out. They're going to come home. It's just a matter of time. It's not my timing. It's the universe's timing, the spirit's timing. That's great. But this speaks specifically to that confidence, to remind myself that I am centered. I think, you know, I know I'm being a little bit repetitious, but it's like, it's because I'm anchoring it for myself.
Yeah.
That that if I come from a place of trust and acceptance, that I'm always going to be assured that it's going to turn out the way it's supposed to, because it can't turn out any other way.
Right. I love that. And I like the repetitive stuff, because sometimes it does take a few times for us to go, what was that again? And how do I assimilate that? And how do I make that mine? Or how does it align with how I think about things or how I move with things?
Making it mine, that's powerful. I love that, because that's what we hope happens, is that when we share our experience, we hope that it's useful for someone else to compare it to their experience and say, oh, they got through that, I can get through this.
Right. And that's why Jeannie and I, it's one of the things we definitely talked about being here on the sofa together, is that this was for us, to explore for us. And then if anybody got benefit from it, that's awesome. You know, we hoped it would, but it's not us preaching to people, it's us exploring with people, because that's how Ernest Holmes and all of them back in the day did it. They sat on a sofa in living rooms and they talked about new thought. They had new thoughts about the way things were, and they talked about it. And that's what we wanted to create, a different kind of a church, if you will, group, community that did that explored those ideas, and you take what is right for you, what aligns, like feels like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use that today.
Well, and I remember the process that you went through, taking this little kernel in your head that you were, what is this that keeps nagging at me? And I watched you process for probably a couple of months, and then it's like, okay, something tells me I got to meet with Jeannie, and you went and had lunch with Jeannie, and you're like, oh, I can't tell her this, but you came from being assured. You were called to have that conversation, and her first reaction was, yes!
Before I could even tell her what it was.
Oh, whatever you want. Yes, absolutely. If you came up with it, it must be good.
That's what she said. If you're gonna do something and you want me to do it with you, I'm just gonna say yes. I'm like, but you don't even know what I'm gonna ask you yet. You know, but that was one of the coolest moments of
And it's been such a wonderful journey. And I was, you know, I mean, obviously I got to know about, of course, other people, which I love. But just watching it transform. I mean, we're still working to build a community in person here. I need hugs, so you know you need to stop by.
I know,
It's a beautiful space. We love that you're all out there online, but we also love having you in here so that Anne gets her needs met.
Yeah, it's all about Anne. If you didn't know, this is what we do. Here's so fun. No, we do. We really want to build that community again, but we just want it to be a little bit different in how we present the information. So, anybody have anything coming up for them? Felt something for a second, but
I just know why I'm here. That's all.
Yeah.
I know why you're there. I got my notes. I know why I'm here.
okay, good. I love that. I love it. Yes. And I do love that the spiritual confidence, and it does grow, you know, because how often I've said this so many times, people, you always can tell your spiritual confidence when things get tough. What do you do? Where do you lean on? Where do you go? Right? And over my experience in the beginning, obviously it was like, oh, why is this happening to me? Like you go down that rabbit hole, and then maybe a little while later, someone might say, hey, but you know how God works, and oh, that's right, I forgot about that. Okay, I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna try to, right? Now, though, fast forward years of work. Now, I might have a thought that comes through, but then the second thought comes right after. Whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? You already know how this works. You already know what this is. You know how, it's like, oh, that's right. So I have more and more, and I still have things that are hard for me. Obviously, we all are going to. I don't think that ever changes. But what's my go-to? What do I lean on? Where's my confidence in? Is my confidence in the bad things happening? That that's stronger, that that's going to prevail, that that's what the truth is? Or is my confidence in this, my spiritual belief, what I know to be true? And so my moves will tell me what my confidence is in. And so I love today that I do more often than not run to my spiritual knowing to get me through a situation or to help somebody get through their situation instead of being like, oh my God, that's happening to you. My mind will go, okay, but what's really happening, Michelle? Come on. Oh, that's right. That's what's really happening.
Well, and you know, it's I think one of the things that strengthens that confidence is when you have trust and you're in acceptance and something resolves in a way that you go, oh, God took care of that. Oh, I don't know how God's going to take care of this, but that's beautiful. I think that establishes I can do it. I'll never forget. Kaylee, my daughter did a foundations class, which is the basic class for science of mind. If you're not familiar with that, and in the course of it, she found a job that she loved. She got in a relationship that surprised her, and I said to her, it's really important that you acknowledge yourself for having created these things in your life, because you had something to do with that. It's important that you acknowledge that, because then it reminds you that you can do that in the times that you think you can't. And her response was, okay, so if I take responsibility for the good stuff, that means I have to take responsibility for all the bad stuff too. And I said, well, there's actually power in that, because when you recognize that I have responsibility, I have some kind of responsibility, even if it's just a sliver. If I can find that, then I'm not powerless to what's transpiring. It's not happening to me. Okay, there's something I can own. It might shift things. It usually does.
Well, I love that too, because when you are thinking in that way, even your reaction can change a whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, those bad things happen, but you are in control of your reaction, what you're going to do about it or do with it.
Yeah.
So if your reaction is, a positive one, or you flip it into a positive thing, or how can I help, or what can I do, or how can I reach out to my tribe and give them an opportunity to be a helper, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So sometimes for that, just like what you just said about, sometimes we go through these things and we're like, why did I have to suffer like that, or why did that have to happen to me? Well, then you come across somebody who's going through and you're like, oh, that's why. I know why I went through that now, because I'm the one that's going to help this person go through it.
And I figured out how to get through it.
Yes. And this is why, these are the reasonings that I have anyway. So I think a lot of us go there, but yeah, you have.
Okay, just sitting on the edge of your seat. Okay, good.
It's okay. I just
Our
want to
girls
make sure.
are some-
Just raise your hand if you
Get some spiritual
just
food.
do this if you want to talk. 'Cause
Spiritual food.
we share the mic around here, so. I love that. Because we know we're not scripted, so we allow, it flows, and I believe it. I believe that it flows based on who's in the room, what's going on,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and we're all one. So it's natural that it would, it's not just me. You know,
Yeah.
she thinks that I let her feel this way, but it's natural that would happen.
Yeah.
I remember being back when I was going to a Christian church, and I started going to a Bible study, because my older siblings were going to this Bible study, and I really liked this guy. And I'll never forget one night I had been out, I partied all night, and then I peeled myself out of the bed because I didn't want to not show up, because then my siblings were like, where were you,
Right.
So I probably looked a mess, and they probably could all tell that she'd been, being weirdo all night, whatever, just out drinking or whatever I was doing. But I showed up, and I was sitting there, and this Bible study had grown to almost 500 people. It got to a point that the church actually asked him to leave, because it was competing with the service. He was so powerful on that stage. He was a little guy, and he would pace back and forth. And he was not from my knowledge, I don't believe he was even ordained or anything. Like, I don't think he had gone through ministerial studies. I don't think anybody had ordained him. He has a church today. I don't know if he's retired, but I know he wound up going and creating a church. But he was so amazing. And I was all the way at the very back table. It was way far away. He's a little guy, and he was going back and forth and back and forth, talking about something. And all of a sudden, he comes across and he stops right there. No lie, turns around and he faces. I swear he was talking to me. And he goes, "Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten how lost you were?" I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? What? You know?" And then he continued to talk about this whole thing. It was a Christ-centered, obviously, church, and he was talking about all this stuff. And I thought, he's just talking to me. He's just talking to me. Everybody knows that I was awful, and I was like, everybody knows. But he wasn't just talking to me. I'm sure everybody in that room was like, I forgot how lost I was. You know, but it is a funny thing how it can just, if you allow yourself, and I know he wasn't scripted either. He just allowed it to flow. And so then he was connecting with hundreds of people, just naturally from whatever came up for him.
That's one of the things that I really loved about this venue. And when I talk to people about it, it's like we have a theme for the month, we have an affirmation for the week, and Jeannie and Michelle just kick off the discussion.
Yeah.
And we love it when other people have their input and participate, because we feel like it's group wisdom, right? It's something that we elicit from one another, that we feed one another, and the outcome is peace, confidence, assured, centeredness.
And I don't think we've ever had a comment where we were like, "Oh, that wasn't good." Never. Even it, really. I mean, even the people that might have come in from a different faith and have said something from that point of view, it's still, you can still translate it into our understanding, and it still was powerful. So that's why I always say in my opening prayers, you'll take what's yours to take, like receive what's yours to receive, because you may not like everything we say, and everything we say may not hit, or you may forget it as soon as you walk out the door, but receive what's yours for wherever you're at. It's like reading Emerson, Emerson readings. You do not get everything that you read when you read his
Very
stuff.
verbose.
I just read and hope that something's gonna hit. I'll understand something, right? And they say that you read him for the glimmers, for that moment, because it's like a high, like, I don't know how he did that, but you read his stuff and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I got
He was
one.
downloading it.
He was
There's no question.
incredible.
He was downloading it.
Yeah, so that's how it is. It's not everything is gonna be your thing. And not everything is gonna be what you walk away with, but you might get something. And it might hit you for the week. And I remember going to CLF and always thinking, by Thursday, I'm like, man, I need another hit of church, because by Thursday I was back in my thinking and because I can be hypercritical. I am a Virgo, so hypercritical and criticizing in my head, noticing every little thing that's not right and whatever. And by Thursday it was like back to that. And I'd be like, oh, I just need a little something here, So it's whatever is yours and whatever's going on in your life. We all are one. We are connected and we're one. So if it's coming out of my mouth or it's coming out of your mouth or it's coming from you, it's the same source, as long as you're just allowing it to flow, right? You're not trying to make it anything. I think then it just comes out. If you've ever had an experience with somebody sharing something with you and you say all this stuff, you're like, I don't know
Where that came
where
from.
did that just come from, That's that feeling. And it's so cool to feel like that. And Jeannie and I, when we set this all up, I said, I don't want to be one of those people that has to prepare a sermon every week because it will stress me out. And I don't want to add anything of stress into my life. I want this to be something I can't wait to do and I look forward to doing. And so I don't want that. And she said, oh, I agree. I agree. I said, maybe we'll look at something going on that week and say, well, here's something that happened that week for me. And here's what I learned from it. Like, I like that stuff. She goes, well, I don't know if it was her or me, but one of us said, well, why don't we do some little affirmation cards? I said, oh, let's make them the size of a business card so people can put it in their wallet. And I keep the ones that work for them. Oh, this is mine. I'm keeping that right here.
I keep it in my pocket until I wash the pants I'm wearing.
See, there it is.
I have a stack of them in my bag.
I love that.
Every week I'm here, they're in the front.
And Jeannie will take the leftovers for the, with ones we haven't handed out, and she'll take them to Anton every year in a bag, and she just gives them to people. She'll pick a card, any card, and they'll just pick one, and then it's amazing the ones that people just randomly get. It's fun for her. So yeah, I just, I feel like everything just evolved naturally, but that's what we're here to do, I think. And that comes from that spiritual confidence. It comes from feeling assured, centered, and whole, and being present in this moment and allowing spirit to move through us, as us.
Sometimes it's a little bit easier said than done,
100%.
but again, it comes from that level of trusting and feeling confident that the answers will come to you. You just need to listen. You need to pay attention.
Right. And move with them as fast as they come. Because I will tell you, they come quietly and softly, and then this thing up here dumps a whole bunch of garbage on top of it.
Exactly.
So unless you like digging through garbage and trying to find, what was that one thing? What was the first thought I had? Learn to recognize that. You know, our mind is very powerful, and I obviously appreciate that I have that. But it's just a data center. It's just storing data and experience and what happened last time and who said what and how did they react. And so as soon as you say, well, what am I supposed to do now? And you get that little thing, that fast, quiet little thing, this dumps for every reason why you should, shouldn't, what happened last time you did that, who's going to be mad, and then you won't do it. So you almost have to get that answer and move as fast as you can with it. Because that's your God stuff telling you what's the move.
Right, and if we ever had a question about it, all we have to do is ignore it and see what happens.
Yes, and see how that goes. Yes. And oftentimes you can tell the difference because if you are running from here, you're not present. You're running from if you're running from what happened last time, you're running from past thinking, right? What that made me mad, sad, or I feel bad now about it. That's all past thinking. And if you move from there, you're moving from a past that no longer exists. So that move isn't going to work with what's actually happening. And then if you're worried about what could happen, well, if I do that, then this could happen and that. Well, now you're thinking from the future, and you're the same thing. You're going to make a move from future thinking, which is a future I can't guarantee is going to ever show up.
Right.
But I can tell you what's happening right now. And I can tell you that if I move from right now, that will be the right move. So you have to be really aware of yourself. You have to really say, where is that coming from? Is that coming from past thinking? And that will be you're feeling sad, bad, or mad. It shows up like those feelings. Or is it future thinking? Am I worried? Am I scared? Am I, stressed, like anxious, whatever? But if not, if you're whole and grounded, you feel assured and centered, and you say, what is my next move about this? Here's what's actually happening right now. Okay. So what's my next move? What should I do? And that answer comes. That's the move. That's the one that will take you in the right direction.
It's sort of like managing all the data.
I know. Like, stop it. Thank you.
Turn it
But I
off.
don't need to right now. Right. And you can say that. That's especially if you have that past thing, and that's usually an inner child that you've triggered. And that inner child is scared or trying to protect you or whatever the motives are. And you can literally say, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But I am
Good.
aware. I'm aware that has happened before. Or I get it, but I'm older now. I'm going to make different decisions. So you don't have to be mad about it. You can be appreciative. Like, thank you for letting me know what happened the last time I did it. I'm not going to do this time, and we're going to move forward correctly.
We used to tease Kaylee because she's a catastrophizer.
Yes.
And like the worst situation, whatever. And I would say to her, I remember when Daisy got lost, this is some years ago, we were freaking out because her dog was missing. And she was, she got hit by a car, and doing all this. And I said, it took our whole tribe to establish enough positive energy to push her negativity down. And someone called us and said, oh, we have your dog.
Right, because you don't want to attract. I mean, it wouldn't be your fault if anything bad happened, but you don't need to add any energy to it. The possibility of it, right?
Well,
So
you can't be clear.
just stop. Yeah,
You can't be clear when you're tied up in the fear of it. And again, it's more of that future thinking.
and you'll have plenty of time to think about that if it does happen. If something bad happens, you're gonna have plenty of time to deal with it if it does.
And you
But
turn your
right
tribe.
now, what's actually happening right now? What's actually happening right now? My dog is missing. Okay, then what's my next move? And that's what I'm gonna do. That's it. We're not going over here, going back here. Let's have we gone out. Like, no, we're not. Not even talking about any of that. We're just what's actually happening. so if that phrase needs to be said 800 times, just keep pulling yourself back,
Yep.
and move from that answer. You know, want to be present. I'm telling you. That muscle is weak in a lot of us. You know, the
But we get
past and
stronger
the
when
future
we
are really
try.
strong, but we have to keep going, yeah. And the practice, it's a practice. All this stuff is a practice, and whatever you practice will get stronger and have be more of what happens first.
It's a spiritual muscle.
Yeah, let's move our spiritual muscles today. I know. So much. There's just so much. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And it's how we create a life we love and experiences that we enjoy and relationships that we want.
I feel so blessed in that regard. I just, I have the most fantastic tribe that I can turn to for anything. I can be completely authentic and say even the things that's, okay, I'm just going to say this. I don't really think it, I just need to say it. And then, it doesn't matter what time of day, it doesn't matter what the situation is. I know that if I reach out and say, do you have a couple of minutes, I need to talk, I'll always get a yes.
Yes.
Give me 10 minutes, I'll be right with you.
Right. And that comes from working on those tribes. Those tribes are priceless. Your tribe is priceless. And it does take work ahead of time. It does take the nourishment up front so that you feel confident to go and reach out when you need help from them.
You make deposits,
You make deposits.
you can have a withdrawal.
Right. Exactly. You won't allow yourself to have the withdrawal if you don't feel like you've made enough deposits.
Yeah.
You will feel like, you feel bad about asking for help, or, they're so busy and I shouldn't just do this and I shouldn't do that.
And there's the flip side. And the flip side is
Yeah.
you need to be able to receive because it gives other people the joy of giving.
Give them that opportunity.
We just went round circle.
We're so good. It's natural. It's a natural thing.
We talk like this all the time.
All the time. I know. Oh my gosh. And if you notice, we wore stripes today. And no, we didn't call each other. I actually thought, well, I'm not gonna let her know. I don't need to let her know what I'm wearing because I'm wearing black and white, so anything she wears is gonna match. And then she walked in with stripes. I was like, no way are you wearing stripes right
Oh,
now.
how usual.
And luckily you wore them in the same direction. So
Yeah,
you really
right.
freak everybody out.
Give somebody a seizure.
Like, oh. No, that was funny when you walked in. I was like, oh my gosh, Spirit's has a good sense of humor.
Absolutely.
For sure. Anything going on for anybody? Anybody feel like anything?
I'll share a little bit.
True Davis. Come see me. We got a microphone.
I could have gotten up, but I'm gonna make him do it.
Oh, yeah.
He's young.
It's my job, it's my job.
He's not. He likes doing it.
He's got it. No, I know I'm here. It's never by accident. There's just so many things that you're saying that what kind of came to me when you're saying, I have so much in my head. So it's like I know the things to go forward. I know the blessings, know the word. Like I can say, sure, that's it. But then the gremlin gets in, and the closer I get to my dream and my authenticity, the gremlin is getting stronger.
Mhm.
And it's a safety mechanism from something, and I can feel that when you're saying that. I feel that resistance of, friends or myself, that it's getting stronger the closer I get to my dream,
Mhm.
and it's kind of quiet that beast inside. And there's actually a book, Tame the Gremlin. I can see it on my bookshelf that was given to me by a friend many years ago. That Lynn here, Tame the Gremlin.
You might need this.
And but it's that recurring, is that habit, to break the habit. And you're saying faith and trust. Well, I got a tattoo that's for faith and trust.
Love
to remind
it.
myself. Okay, yeah, Lynn, remind yourself you've got it. And then you're saying unscripted. My email is live life unscripted. I'm not doing that. I'm not living to what I'm actually saying for myself.
Wow.
So it's like the little tips of myself are inside.
Yeah.
And she's trying to come out.
Yeah.
And then the gremlin right now, I feel can be a little stronger. And it's fighting, and then in the bigness of the fight of me putting myself absolutely alone because I don't want anybody around, Spirit said, oh no, that's not true. After 7 months, somebody shows up and I'm like, no, go away. I don't know. No, get away. How many times? 100. Get away. No, I need to be, And basically, it's a habit that I know, and it's inherited thing in my family has done it, that we're like the fox in the den. We will hurt and we will hide because we don't know that there's anybody else out there that's strong enough to be there. And my family has those, they have their challenges that there's not one person in my family I can go to for help or support for me because they're not in a strong enough space for their own journey.
Yeah.
And it's not that not being a burden, but it's sharing what they're each going through. There's no way I can say, oh, what about me? I not in a place to do that for anybody in my family. And even how am I showing up the little bits I can for my mom and my dad separately and from what they're experiencing, but also bringing it back to me. But there's the distractions. Is the mom and dad a distraction? Because I'm at the final pivotal moment of my life, literally like this moment right now, from Friday to tomorrow to what I'm doing. And because I finally put in the notification of the broker resignation Friday from 25 years.
Whoa.
To go forward with the book, The Dream, that I have, that I launched, and the blessings that a friend came and said, hey, I want to host you for a book launch party. Excuse me? And at first I was like, I didn't want that. And then she's like, no, this is what I'm going to do for you. And now that's happening. So it's allowing all these things. I'm like, okay, it's really happening. And then this big thing comes over and will push. And sometimes I can say a moment will happen and I don't even feel like it's me. Like it's not me that's activated. It's just the anger, the resistant will be resistant. And so I feel that. So it's like, what do you have too when you find that you talked a little bit about it, that you have to remind yourself every Thursday. I feel that. I remember like there was a blessing being there when Reverend Michelle was speaking, and there's okay, I just got cleansed. I feel good. I can go conquer the world again.
Yes.
And then by Thursday, like, oh, okay, I need, it definitely, I needed to, somebody had said, I have in the past, family people, you're getting brainwashed by religion. I said, amen, hallelujah,
Yeah,
brainwash
thank you so much.
brainwash me because
Please
I
wash this brain.
need it. I need it. Thank you,
Yeah,
amen,
that's
right?
funny, yes.
So I'm like, you're clearly not my people because
That's a blessing.
because I feel good when I walk in that door in community and the people and the love. I feel good when I go there.
What's wrong
So if
with
I'm brainwashed, yes, I want that. I will drink your Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So it's just a piece of advice that, because this is, and I, and we talk, things don't happen by mistake, and I know I'm divinely guided by, in every moment I do come here, that in this pivotal moment, any piece of advice or nudge or support that when that, and I can feel it's stronger, but I was given a blessing to go, okay, you need to quiet it down, but it's still overpowering love, kindness, support, genuine care. It still wants to,
Right.
so it just advice or support, or because I know I'm going forward this week and I'm gonna go after, and my dreams are here, and this thing's gonna shut up. However, on the outside too, the authenticity of somebody seeing, I might lose my SHI poop every now and then. I'm like, I know this is online, so I better be careful with my language.
It's okay.
But then it's the vulnerability of people seeing and knowing, like, I am good, but I'm gonna have some moments, and loving through those moments that show up, that big freaking gremlin. So just advice on how do you continue to tame that? Because that's lovely. I get lost in it, and I getting myself back. But then I'm saying, going, faith and trust here. That's what you walk on. You've got these blessings. You're unscripted. Live because you don't know where life's going to take you, Lynn. Like go. And I need a deep wash. I need to be drowned in the first second. So any advice on that?
100%, because I will tell you, I call it the ego, right? And the ego, when my ego does that to me, because I've fought with it for a long time, over and over and over, and I have learned that if that ego shows up, then I'm moving in the right direction. And I'm going in the right direction, or it wouldn't do that.
Because it's trying to stop.
Right, because it's afraid.
The gremlin.
It's your fear. It's trying to hold you in this safe place, and it understands how to live and how to manage. It doesn't know where you're going right now, but that means you're up leveling, and it will come back every time you try to up level. That's one thing I learned. I mastered or understood it when I had had something happen and it came out again. And I was actually with a large group of people because it was a process we were doing. And I'm thinking, I'm good. Like, I don't know what we're, like, everybody else was crying and doing the thing. And then it came to me and I'm like, no, I'm actually good. And then I wasn't good. And then I was like, how is this still here? How is that still happening to me? I have worked on this a million times. I have conquered this and mastered it. And that's the first time I learned that you did for that level, Michelle. That level, you did master it and you conquered it and you beat past it. But now you're at the next level and it's got to jump up again. And say, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are we good right here? Like, this is good. I got this. I'm comfortable here. So every time, just know it's going to do that. But that means that you are going the right way.
Right.
That means double down on the dream because it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't do it if you were if you were playing it safe or doing something else. It wouldn't show up.
It's like that lower self. That lower self wants to survive, right?
Yeah.
It wants to keep its life, and you're trying to grow it to the higher self. And so it's fighting for survival.
Mm-hmm.
And when you remember that, it's like you just need to reassure it. You could look at it as inner child work. You can look at it. There's a lot of different ways that you can look at it. But essentially, it's just finding a way to remind yourself, whatever that is. Looking at your tattoos. Some people do rubber bands on a wrist just to remind me. It's like trying to break a habit. Well, it is breaking a habit.
Mm-hmm.
A habit of catastrophizing or not trusting or not honoring yourself.
Yeah, and the key is if you notice how you feel when it's coming up, you're not present, right? It's pulling you usually into past thinking or future thinking, right? Usually it's past, but it can throw you into the future thinking of being scared, terrified, whatever else, but you're not present. So whenever that's happening, you've got to get back to present. Okay, thank you for that awareness. I appreciate you. You can even journal everything that comes up, everything it's trying to say. Oh, okay, all right, I hear you. I'm writing it down. Hang on a minute, let me get it down. And then you can go back, but what's actually happening right now? Oh, well, right now, I'm just gonna press this button and launch my thing, or I'm gonna, step into the next. Okay, then I'm gonna do that right now. So it's constantly realizing it's something that thinks it's doing something for your own good. It's not actually your enemy. It just doesn't realize that you don't need that anymore. So I'll teach you something. I don't have time today. I've taught it before. So if you've ever done an END schedule, the END schedule will keep you present and help you if you're trying to move through it, like especially if you're launching something or if you're moving through something. I can tell you after this how to do it. But because that keeps you present. And that's a scheduling system that keeps you present so that you can move like a horse with blinders and not look from side to side and just say, well, my schedule says at 12 o'clock I'm doing this, so I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to do that. And it helps you just to keep the movement while that's at your door, banging at your door, trying to get you to look over here. If you're not going to look over there, you're going to look right here. So that's, I think, number one, what's happening is it's keeping you out of the present moment where all your power is and all your ideas are. That's why it feels so big. It is not big. It's a little thing that is what Anne's saying, fighting for its life. It's fighting to keep you living, to stay there. But you're not going to stay there, Lynn. No matter what, you're not staying there. So it's going to get more and more painful because who you are wants to express and wants to get bigger. We all do. So if you don't go with that, it's going to get more painful until you finally have to go. So why not go now? So it doesn't have to be, the tough thing that happens. Right? You got the push and pull, but you've got to stay present. And as much as you can, and different, whatever it is, schedule it a certain way, but you've got to stay present when that comes up. That's all it's doing. That's why it's powerful.
And that's what you needed to hear today.
Right. Yeah,
so cool.
And I feel that because that's a lot of times it's worrying about the future, what to do for the future to avoid the pain that I've experienced in the past. Mm-hmm. So it's like an internal safety loop that's not safe because it's not the future moment or this moment isn't a scary and not a bad moment, but leading up to it, I created because I was trying to avoid. And you even said that this morning. I want to avoid something that I had done in the past because I made a mistake and I don't want to do that again. So I'm already future thinking of a mistake I made that it's going to happen again because I'm trying to prevent it from happening.
Right.
And so I'm already not present because I'm in the loop of avoiding.
And you'll want to prove yourself right. So
Oh, yeah.
if you keep
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that, you will prove
I
yourself
am a
right.
Capricorn.
Right. And they like to be proved. But you will eventually may cause that to happen if you keep letting that have the power. But that's not the truth, right? The truth is the present moment. So I really feel like all you need to do is what's the word I'm looking for? Elicit every tool you know on staying present. Everything you can.
Yeah.
Because if it's feeling really powerful right now, it's been stronger for a long time. So that's okay.
I need to make it a gnat. Instead
Yeah.
of the big red, like
Yeah,
just
don't
a
let it
gnat.
become a-
Go over there.
Yeah, and
Those
I-
kind of visualizations work too.
Yeah.
It does, and it's okay to talk to it. Like when I first started recognizing that, I had been taught about my inner child. Like it would be like this little feeling here. If I would say something, like I'd say an affirmation for myself, and I'd get a little twinge. I'd be like, I used to ignore it. Like that's a lie. You're lying. I would like shove it down, ignore it. But then I started saying, what? What are you worried about? What are you worried about? What do you think is going to happen? And then I would let it talk, and I'd write down what it said, and I'd say, okay, well, I already know that's not true, and I can tell you that's not going to happen, and it would just dissipate. So it's okay for it to be there. It's just sounding alarms, and it's trying to get your attention. It's just be like, okay, well, what do you want to say? What's the big deal? What are you doing? And let it have its say, and then you, in the present moment, and the adult that you are now, you're no longer a child, wherever that's coming from. You or a younger version of you. You're a different version of you. Like, okay, thank you.
And
But
you're
I'm
a
not
shirt
doing
center. No.
Yes, this
Right.
is who you are.
And I'm a stuffer instead of a facer.
Yeah.
I'll stuff it out of the way and ignore it and push
And you're
it.
gonna need to develop
Switch.
that anyway.
Mhm.
So maybe this is all for your own good.
So thank you for today.
It's probably growing that part of you to be a facer instead of a stuffer. It's probably forcing you to get stronger in that tool, especially if you're gonna go for this dream,
Mhm.
right? Were you? Yes.
Yeah. I'm probably going to ramble here because I'm not really sure what I want to say, but
It's okay.
I also have a need to be here, and I still wonder why. I'm probably the world's biggest cynic. If you look up the word cynic in the dictionary, my face is there. Because I didn't grow up with any religion, and I'm still not sure I believe there is a God. I mean, I think I do, but I'm not positive. So it's a really hard concept for me to grasp. But there's something about coming here and just keeping on listening to the message. I live an hour away from here. It takes me an hour to get here and an hour to get home, and I'm here an hour. That's 3 hours on a Sunday when it might be my only day off for 2 weeks. And I keep saying to myself, why in the hell am I doing this? And there's something that draws me here, and I don't know what it is, and it kind of bugs me. I get something every week out of it, and the weeks I can't come, it really pisses me off that I can't come. Either I have to work or I don't feel well. I haven't missed a whole lot of Sundays since I've been here, and but I still wonder what it is that's the draw, because honestly, I was never drawn to CLF. I was, but I wasn't, not the way I'm drawn here. And that was closer than this is. So I just keep coming and listening to the message, and I take the little kernel and hope to get, I don't know if I'm as evolved as many of you are, but I hope to get more evolved and to get to the point where I can really grasp the message as much as other people seem to grasp it. And I do, I really do. It's just that my cynicism kicks in, and that's, I don't know if that's my ego or what, but I just want to keep coming so I can hear the message and try to, well, there's no try, there's only do.
Thank you.
And do what I need to do to make my life complete.
I love that.
Well, and you come here and you absolutely know you are loved deeply
Yeah.
and accepted by everyone here. And I know that's part of the draw for me as well.
Yeah. And I love that you come here. So I'm glad that you make that extra effort to be here. You're not just watching it online, because I feel like the energy with all of us is so important.
There's no spontaneity online. You have to have, in my life, I have to have spontaneity. And if I want to say something, I want to say it now. And I don't want to put it in the chat and have somebody else respond to it later. I mean, I understand, like, my sister has to do it from Australia. She can't be here.
But when
That would
she's
be like
here,
a
she
12-hour.
comes.
Yes, she will. That would be like a 12-hour flight to get here. It would be a little too much. But,
Yes, yes.
yeah, there's something about being here that's way different from being online. So people out there online, if you can be here, be here. It's great.
Thank you, and thank you. Aw, that was very nice. Well, I'm glad you're here, and like I said, the reason why I would need that spiritual hit You know, there's so much going on. I mean, forget about what goes on in the world, just my own life, just my own little bubble that goes on, you know, and without like-minded people or that support, where are you getting that in your day-to-day? You know, if you're not around your tribe or people that are spiritually confident enough to help you, you know, you almost have to come on a Sunday and get what you can do and then hope it gets you through the next week, you know? So, I mean, and the energy is undeniable when you're present in the room. It's never going to be the same online. I mean, I'm grateful that we can do that for people who can't be here. But if you're just not coming and you live here, I mean, you're missing out because there's nothing like being in a room full of other humans learning or working on similar situations, you know, something like that. So I'm glad you make that drive and that you get here. And we always miss you when you're not here. And you're always so sweet about, well, I can't make it. So I wonder if you're over there like throwing a pity party, like I'm gonna text them, I can't make it, you're all mad. Because it comes across to me like, well, I'm really sorry, this is happening, I have to go to work. But I bet you're over there like, stupid work, I can't be here. That's how I would feel too. Nothing keeps me away from here unless it's just my day off. So, but I appreciate all of you and I love the sharing because you never know who does listen to this and might need the same thing, but we all receive from each other. And when you guys share with me, it confirms what I'm doing too, you know, like if it's hitting for you, then I'm more assured, like, okay, so it's like this big, what you call it, a loop, it's a big loop that runs around the energy between us, the connection, it's undeniable. So I really appreciate everyone being here and doing that. And I super appreciate you being here today. That was divinely guided, I think.
Pinch hit.
As always. I know. I know, that was good. Okay, so are we complete? Does anybody else have anything else? Okay, True? Anything? One day he's going to have something.
Some days he does.
Some days he does, and it's so good. I always want to give it lyric list. You like?
Well, I look at you like you were nuts.
Yeah, like if you're talking to me, like why are you calling my name? You know? True's like, no, not today. I don't know if he's coming to me. But he's more like serious in this stuff. He's the one that I would be able to say, True, what is this? What is True? Do you really want to be behaving like, feeling like that? What does the law say? What does the law say, True? Yes. See, and he'd go, and then he'd do that. He'd be like,
Yes.
yes. The law says yes. Okay, then it's up to you. Oh, I know. Sorry, honey. None of your friends see me embarrass you on here. It's just me.
It's not even nice.
You're so awesome. You're so awesome. All right, so I will be praying us out today, boys and girls. And yeah, I'll let you do that again. You did such a good job. Oh. Just breathe all of that energy in. Recognizing life, recognizing us, recognizing power, and divinity, our oneness, our love. Recognizing that we are each that sparkly God stuff, like Jeannie likes to say, that sparkly God stuff, expressing in our own way. We each are that power, we're that connection, we're that love expressing. And I'm so grateful for that. I am so grateful for my truth, for our truth, for knowing our truth. I'm grateful for the sharing, the openness, the oneness, feeling our connection as we move through understanding our spiritual confidence. It's understanding our wholeness, owning that, owning our truth. Each one of us on different paths, different journeys, yet the same. Each one of us looking to each other in this giving and receiving. That is one. I'm grateful for the blessing of all of us. And I'm grateful for our time here together. It's perfection. It's easy flow. And that each one of us receives perfectly what is ours to receive. And so I let it go, knowing that it has been blessed and special and full of love. And together we say,
And so it is. Now, while you were doing that prayer, I was also sending out some love to our dear friend Adam Smith.
Oh, Adam.
He's had some health challenges recently, and he's reached out to his tribe.
Oh,
And so I think he might be watching today. So sending
Aw.
lots of love to you,
hi,
Adam.
Adam. Yes, blessings, blessing. Send lots of love. And Rev Jeannie, I hope you're having a good time out there in the world, Rev Jeannie. We missed you today, but we love that you're out there sharing yourself with others too. And
Giving God a good time.
giving God a really good time. That's what she does. Thank you for being here. So appreciate you saying yes this morning at last minute. So appreciate you doing that.
My pleasure always to hang with you.
No, thank you. Thank you. And thanks for all of you being here too. And if you have felt like this was helpful, if you felt spiritually fed this morning, we would invite you to become a part of this beautiful community. And you can do that by becoming a spiritual church club partner. And it's very simple. You can do that with a simple donation of $45 each month. You can do that by going up to our website at beginwithinministries.com. You scroll down and there's a place you could do a one-time offering, which would be so wonderful. But to be a partner, that's a $45 a month offering, or a $75 for a couple or family. And that helps us to continue to do our work here, hopefully growing our work here too, growing our community, being able to provide things like our journals to our partners, our mugs. Want to do a mug shot? Mug shot. No, turn it.
Okay.
Yep. Got a mug shot with
I thought we
with
wanted
Ann.
to still go, oh, this one has.
Yes, that's our.
This doesn't have.
Oh, you have the.
An old one.
Well,
Never
we have
mind.
to get Ann a new one. But it helps us to continue what we're doing. And so, yeah, we want to be definitely doing more of this in the world, because when we have things like this happen, it gets me on fire. Like, come on, we need to grow this thing. So the more partners, the better. And there are other ways you can help too, though. Just liking our feeds. If you're on YouTube, if you're on our Facebook group, liking it, loving, putting a little heart on there, sharing it, inviting others to check it out. Oh, this was a good
YouTube
message.
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe on YouTube. Send it to others to check it out. Bring visitors. Whatever you can do helps us continue to grow, and we appreciate you so much for that. So happy Sunday to everyone out there. All of you,
Peace.
happy Sunday, and we will see you next week.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.